Have you ever heard of the time Jay-Z was threatened live on radio?
That fucking nigga Jay, man, when I see that nigga on sight, I'm all over that nigga. I'm fucking his ass up on sight when I see his ass. So you like, oh, all right, so what's up? We got beef with this nigga? Like, yeah, we're on sight. We on this nigga up here, all on the Queens beats, nigga, fucking violating it. So now I was like, what? All right, boom, hang up.
Brace yourselves, because this isn't your typical rap beef where two rappers are dissing each other on wax. This was some street shit. In fact, the man Jay was beefing with wasn't exactly a rapper. He was a stick-up kid. So you know there was no limit to how serious this beef was. He allegedly had Jay-Z so scared that Jay didn't want to leave his crib during this period. This beef began in Old Brooklyn, where Jay and the man he was beefing with, E-Money Bags, were born. But first, we've got to start in the year 2000, when Jay-Z was at Hot 97 on the Funkmaster Flex show. Jay-Z was at the radio station doing freestyles along his Rockefeller rappers, Beanie Sigel, Memphis Bleek, Emilio Sparks, and another MC called H Money Bags. On the other hand, one of the people who was listening to the show is Prodigy from the legendary group Mobb Deep. Prodigy was actually beefing with Jay-Z at the time, and he was listening to the program with his homeboy E-Money Bags. Prodigy and Bags were at a studio in Long Beach just chilling together.
In the studio one day in Long Island, this place called the Music Palace. It was a Friday night, and I went to the store. I just came back. And on the radio, it was Funkmaster Flex, and it was Jay-Z, Freeway, Beanie Sigel, and the Young Gunners. It was all up there freestyling on Flex Show. And I was listening to it because it was going in. I was like, okay, it's going in. Before I get out the car, let me finish listening to the radio. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening and shit. All of a sudden I hear Beanie say, I creep on like a quiet storm. I'm like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga trying to go at us just now.
The problem started when rapper H Money Bags was introduced on the show. E Money Bags hated the fact that someone else was bearing the same name he made popular, the same name everyone on the streets knew him for. Now you might think that this is just a small problem, or that it shouldn't be an issue at all. But for E-Money Bags, he saw it as disrespect. He believed that this was proof someone was jacking his style. And during this period, people were ready to dump and spark anyone for jacking their style. So E-Money Bags saw this as a serious problem.
Now, then he had some nigga named H Money Bags up there rapping. H Money Bags. So now I go in the studio. I said, yo, E, come outside real quick. So E come outside. I'm like, let's do this shit. So E like, what he just said? H Money Bags. Man, who the fuck is that? I'm like, yo, son.
E-Money Bags believed he had put in the work and earned this name in the streets. Bags was given the name because he was always about his bread. So to have someone else who hadn't put in the same work using the name rubbed him off the wrong way. And to let you know just how pissed E-Money Bags was, he asked his man Prodigy to call him to the show so he could confront Jay-Z directly. So Prodigy called in the Hot 97 and asked to speak to Jay-Z. After Jay was handed the phone, Prodigy then gave over the phone to E-Money Bags to holler at him.
Come on, let's go inside and call Hot 97. So we went inside the studio, we called Hot 97. Somebody picked up. I said, yo, it's Prodigy. I want to speak to Jay-Z. Yo, P, he just left, man. They just left. They just got in the elevator and just, I said, yo, go get him. He said, all right. They went outside to go get him. Jay-Z came back upstairs. Got on the phone. Yo, what's up, yo? I said, yo, man, somebody want to talk to you. Gave the phone to E. He like, yo, what up, nigga? Like, yo, who this? I said, E-Money Bags, man. What up, nigga? Yeah, oh, what up, yo, what up? Yeah, yo, what up with this? Who the fuck is H Money Bags, son? Who this nigga you down there? Come on, nigga, you don't try to play me, son. You know, niggas think that's my name, son. That's my shit. That's what I'm running with, nigga. You got somebody with my name, nigga? And then the Bags start arguing. So then Jay-Z said some shit to Bags like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Whatever, nigga. Whatever. Bags like, whatever? Oh, nigga, so all right, you know what it is when I see you then, right? So then Jay-Z said, yeah, you know what it is. And Bags like, oh, word? All right, cool. Bang, hang up, right?
After this phone call, it was on. E-Money Bags stated that it was on site. Whenever he sees Jay-Z, wherever he sees Jay-Z, he was going to fuck him up. Now, you might not know just how serious this threat from E-Money Bags was, but this man was really heavy in the streets. and he was about that life. Bags and Jay-Z actually go way back. Many believe Bags was born in Queens, but he was actually born in Brooklyn. E-Money Bags was originally born and raised in the Sumner projects, while Jay was born in the Marcy houses. Only one block separates Sumner from the Marcy projects, and this tells you just how close these two men's families lived to each other. Jay-Z and E-Money Bags actually attended the same high school, so both men grew up together and were quite familiar with each other.
Bags told me that y'all went to high school with Jay-Z. I'm like, what? Bags said, nigga, I'm from Sumner. I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here, yo. You from Brooklyn, nigga? He's like, man, Jay-Z went to high school, man. Come on, man. Like, that nigga used to talk ill.
However, after some time, Bags' family moved to Left Rack City in Queens. But while Jay-Z decided to become a rapper and started making his way in the industry, E-Money Bags became a stick-up kid. Bags was quite active in the streets, and he has probably committed almost every crime you can think of: extortion, robbery, murder, selling drugs, and also earning cash from stick-ups. During his teenage years, Bags became a member of the Young Guns, who are also known as the Live Squad crew. He became a very popular name on the streets of New York. Bags had connections with all the big hitters in the city, and he was also connected with all the big DJs such as DJ Clue and DJ Stretch Armstrong. During this period, Jay-Z was an unknown name, so his strategy was to get his records in the hands of the cars of the hustlers and the big names in the streets and also the DJs. So Jay actually used to give his CDs to Bags to help him give them to the DJs.
Everybody, when Jay wasn't popping, he used to bring his tape to E, cause he wanted him to give his tape to fucking Ed Lover to play in the morning.
Yeah.
So Jay used to go, all the heavy hitters in New York, Jay would bring his tape personally to the heavy hitters in New York, and E was one of the heavy hitters. And want them to be
playing that shit in the whip.
Therefore, Jay and Bags actually had a detailed history. However, they weren't exactly friends, as Bags was always involved in street business. His crew, Young Guns, once got into a beef that became so hot that they shot up a cinema. Young Guns were beefing with another group called the Lost Boys. Bags had allegedly robbed and killed a member of the Lost Boys at an apartment in Queens. So when the two groups met each other at the Sunrise Multiplex Cinema in 1990, a shootout began. Godfather 3 was the movie showing on this day, and Bags allegedly killed Tremaine Hall, a 15-year-old member of the Lost Boys, by shooting him in the left eye.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brenda Blackman, sitting in for Jennifer Valapi. There has been an arrest in a Godfather 3 theater shootout.
Nassau County cops say tonight they've arrested a 17-year-old from Queens. He was allegedly involved in the Christmas Day gunfight between two gangs at the Sunrise Cinema on Long Island. The shootings left 3 people wounded and a 15-year-old boy dead. Police actually arrested the teenager Thursday night, but kept it a secret, they say, until they were sure. He is charged with reckless endangerment and criminal possession of a weapon. A police spokesman says they expect to make more arrests. They're planning a news conference tomorrow to discuss the case. We'll be there and have full details tomorrow night at 10.
Following this shooting, E-Money Bags became the reason why the cinema began using metal detectors. And this gives you just a glimpse of just how dangerous E-Money Bags was. So when Bags threatened Jay-Z live on the radio, Jay understood just how serious this threat was. He knew the man who threatened him was no slouch. E-Money Bags was particularly pissed because he and Jay are quite familiar with each other. So he expected Jay to have stopped someone else from biting his name. Bags also felt betrayed because he had helped Jay-Z when he was an underground rapper, and now Jay wasn't returning the favor. Also, by the time this radio incident happened, E-Money Bags had decided that he wanted to be a rapper, and that's how he and Prodigy became friends. After Bags was introduced to Prodigy, the duo had an instant connection. E-Money Bags was a huge fan of Mobb Deep, especially Prodigy himself, and it didn't take too long before they became quite close. E-Money Bags was also close to Nas. He saw the figures Nas and Prodigy were making for rapping, so rather than sticking up people in the streets, he decided he wanted to be a rapper as well. In fact, Bags described it as easy money. He realized that he was the one living the life that most of the rappers talked about in their songs, so why shouldn't he be the one telling the stories? He described the money from rap as a stick-up without a gun.
You know what I'm saying? They got the deal when they got that 3 and change. He was like, whoa, hold up.
He like, hold on.
They gave y'all.
He called that shit a stick-up without a gun.
He was like, oh, that's robbery without a gun. I could do that. So
Yeah,
that's
them
what
niggas
made him
start
start,
rapping,
you
huh?
know, rapping. And then he seen how, you know, Stretch was going around the industry, so he's like, yo, I can move around like that too.
This is also one of the reasons why Bags was pissed that Jay-Z allowed another rapper to bear his name. He knew that it was going to be even harder to succeed in hip-hop if another rapper was biding his name. After Jay-Z dropped a call on Bags, he called Nas because he knew Nas and E-Money Bags were cool.
Jay called Nas, you know what I'm saying? And Jay tell Nas, yo,
man.
what the fuck is up with E, man? Why E acting like that?
Nas told Jay that he was going to call Bags and find out what the issue was. Nas became the mediator at this point, going back and forth, trying to settle the problem before it got out of hand. He called E-Money Bags, and Bags gave his own side of the story. After speaking with Bags, Nas and Jay got on the phone again. This time, Jay tells Nas that they don't make songs for men like E-Money Bags, and instead they make music for the men that get money. But Nas disagreed, and this is the first squabble that Jay-Z and Nas had. They went back and forth on the phone, and Nas insisted that he makes music for everyone, as he was keen not to forget or ignore his roots.
Jay speaks to Nas, he go, yo, man, why he bugging the fuck out, man? Yo, man, we don't even make music for niggas like that, man. We only make music for niggas that get money. This is what Jay tell Nas. And Nas tell that nigga, yo, hell no, I make music for everybody. And he was like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We make money for the money niggas. And Nas told him again, no, I make money for I make music for everybody. So then he called E and told E what Jay said. And E said, yo, fuck that.
This phone call was one of the reasons that escalated the beef between Jay and Nas. And after these phone calls, there were several times when Jay-Z was reluctant and wary of leaving his home because he knew what E-Money Bags was capable of. Bags is the type of dude who isn't scared to attack you even in broad daylight. That's how dangerous he was. Jay knew this wasn't no empty threat, so he had to move carefully. Remember, Mobb Deep also had beef with Jay-Z, so shortly after this, Bags and Prodigy also pulled up to Hot 97 to do their own freestyle on the same show with Funkmaster Flex, and obviously they were going to take shots at Jay-Z. However, Funkmaster Flex chose not to have them on the show as he knew the beef was getting worse, and having them on the show will only make the situation deadlier. But just before Bags could do anything crazy, the beef was eventually settled by Sauce Money, who was married to one of E-Money Bags' cousins.
E was, I was married to E first cousin. E and Jay bumped heads, and fortunately it got worked out. I was in a position to make a phone call. I won't take credit for them working out their differences. I was able to facilitate a conversation between the both of them that, they was able to smooth out their differences.
But despite Sauce Money's intervention, Bags still dissed Jay-Z on some songs. He released a project called In E-Money Bags We Trust, which had 11 tracks on it. He also released another track called The Gospel, where he mentions Jay-Z.
Wanted Nas in his dead president's video. Who the hell you think he hollered at, yo? Real connected with real. Those were the days, and it ain't my fault he didn't accept the invitation.
However, this will end up being the last song E-Money Bags would release. Bags started beefing with drug kingpin Kenneth Supreme McGriff. In 1999, Bags met a girl who sold hot cars for Supreme. If you don't know what hot cars are, let's just say they are cars that belong to someone else who didn't give it up willingly. E-Money Bags made a $1,000 down payment for a Lincoln Navigator. However, just before the car was delivered, Prodigy paid Bags $2,500 for a beat he made for the Murder Music soundtrack. So since he now had more bread, Bags wanted to get his money back and get a legit new Lincoln Navigator. But when Bags asked the girl for a refund, she told him that he would have to speak to Supreme before he gets his money back. And this is when the problems began. Bags did call Supreme, but Supreme told him that he had a no refund policy, but Bags wasn't having none of it. He felt he had been punked, and in the streets, reputation is quite important, and Bags wasn't going to take shit from nobody. He wasn't going to let it slide.
So he went, yo, I need that back. Supreme like, nah, you can't get that back. I was like, what? I need that back. And nah, you can't get that back. Oh, okay. Click.
Going against Supreme was no joke. This was the man that placed a hit on 50 Cent and got him shot 9 times. Supreme was one of the most feared names on the streets at the time, and the fact that Bags was going to make a move against him just tells you the kind of man he was.
I could say there was only 3 niggas that I seen that wasn't scared of Preem. And
they've been hustling since the 70s.
Yeah, it was 4 niggas. It was 50 after, you know, it was E-Money, it was Troy.
Not long after this, Bags saw Supreme in his Land Rover at the Coliseum Mall in Queens, and he wasted no time in making his move. Bags pulled up and sprayed the car. But perhaps Bags didn't realize that Supreme wasn't the only one in the vehicle. Supreme was not hit by any of the bullets. Instead, it was one of Supreme's lieutenants, Black Just, who was hit by one of the bullets.
Bags seen a nigga behind the Coliseum one day. Seen him sitting in the car, walked up on his car, pulled out, shot the car. Nothing hit Preem. And shit hit Black Just.
Black Just was hit in the thigh, but he was still alive. However, although the Mary Immaculate Hospital was just around the corner, just a few minutes away from where they were shot, Supreme couldn't take Black Just to the hospital directly. He already had issues with the police, so he took him to the hood so he could find someone to take him to the hospital. Unfortunately, Black Just bled to death. Ironically, E-Money Bags was actually cool with Black Just, and he never meant to kill him. But now, Bags had a huge target on his back.
Black Just died from bleeding to death. So now, you know, niggas is after Bags for that. So now Bags telling me like, yo, man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mean to kill Just, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to kill Preem, you know what I'm saying? It was a mistake. I ain't mean to kill Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, he like, the niggas after me. I don't give a fuck though, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. What happened? Well, I'm gonna kill that nigga Preem when I see him, you know what I'm saying? So the nigga,
Black Just was one of those guys that was loved by almost everyone, and there were many people who wanted revenge. Between E-Money Bags and Supreme, there was now a race for who was gonna hit each other first. Supreme placed a $50,000 hit on Black Just. After E-Money Bags heard that Supreme had placed a hit on him, he started moving differently because he knew Supreme was no joke. Bags switched up and started coming out mostly at night, but this didn't make much difference. On the 16th of July 2001, E-Money Bags was at a barbecue at Majesty's house. Bags and Majesty then went to Bags' Lincoln Navigator because they didn't want to smoke in front of the kids. Majesty went to the backyard to get some food, and fam, that's when it happened. Before Majesty got back to the car, about 4 gunmen crept up on Bags' car and fired 40 rounds into the Navigator. Bags was hit 10 times and died with his gun in his hand. Some rumors claim that one of the gunmen recorded a video of the shooting and sent it to Supreme. When Majesty got back to the car, all he found was the dead body of his friend who had slumped over the seat. Supreme was eventually found guilty of the murder and other murders he ordered. He was sentenced to life in prison for murder conspiracy and drug trafficking.